Have you ever thought about opening your own mobile cart or kiosk business? Maybe the facility you manage could establish new revenue by adding coffee, food, or retail services. Cart King International can be the answer to your needs. Cart King is a North American designer and manufacturer of the finest mobile coffee, food, and retail carts and kiosks. Cart King has been working with clients and corporations across North America for 20 years, providing innovative designs, custom manufacturing, and timely delivery. Carts and kiosks are fun, and so are the dozens of designs on our website. Please visit us today at www.cart-king.com or just call us at 1-877-986-7771 and get your sales rolling.
If you find yourself in need of legal representation, it can be a very stressful time in your life. In my career, I have dealt with thousands of lawyers, I've dealt with thousands of law firms, and I can confidently recommend to you Keith M. Davidson at kmdlaw.com. Available 24 hours, 7 days a week. Just log into kmdlaw.com. That's kmdlaw.com. Or you can call toll-free 833-4KMD-LAW. That's 833-4KMD-LAW. Personal injury, wrongful death, STDs, sexual assault, car accidents. They handle it all efficiently and professionally. It doesn't matter how imposing the opposition may be, because the team at kmdlaw.com are battle-tested and fierce. They will not stop until justice prevails. Go to kmdlaw.com or call toll-free 833-4KMD-LAW. If you're in for the fight of your life, stop screwing around and contact KMD Law. PureSoapFlakes.com, 218-568-2525. Have you ever heard of Castile Soap? Pure Soap Flake Company handcrafts fine soap bars, laundry powder, and concentrated soap flakes using organic vegetable oils from their northern Minnesota facility. Bathe your body and wash your clothes with Pure Soap products that are free of fragrance, GMOs, palm oil, sodium lauryl sulfate, and synthetic additives. Keep it clean, folks. Pure Soap Flake Company products are kind to living creatures and sensitive skin, safe for drains and waterways, and work great in high-efficiency washers and top and front-loading machines. They have a little promotion going on. Contact them to order some soap. Mention the Opperman Report. You're going to get a free gift. They're going to send a little extra soap, travel size, soap bars and laundry soap, cleaning soap flakes. I've been using that stuff all day long today. Great stuff. Order today at puresoapflakes.com or give them a call, 218-568-2525, 218-568-2525. Pure Soap Flake Company is a proud member of the Handcrafted Soap and Cosmetic Guild. Is your credit in bad shape? Do you need a new car? Ready to buy a new house? You want to rent an apartment? Are you going to apply for a job? Any one of these activities, they're going to ask for a credit report, and they're going to check out your credit score. Let Dynamic Solutions 2 erase your negative credit remarks. You go to www.dynamicsolutions2, that's the number 2.com, or call 424-888-2820. Now, if you enter promo code ED or you mention Ed Opperman, you get a 10% discount. How's that? You get a free consultation, all negative items removed, get back in positive credit position. Dynamic Solutions 2, life-changing dynamic financial solutions.
It's the Opperman Report. Join digital forensic investigator and PI Ed Opperman for an in-depth discussion of conspiracy theories, strategy of New World Order resistance, high-profile court cases in the news, and interviews with expert guests and authors on these topics and more. It's the Opperman Report. And now, here is investigator Ed Opperman.
Okay, welcome to the Opperman Report. I'm your host, private investigator Ed Opperman. You can get a hold of me at Opperman Investigations and Digital Forensic Consulting through my website, emailrevealer.com. If you like today's show, or you like our show in general, we have extra content, exclusive content at OppermanReport.com. You can go there, become a member, and join our member section. The archives are always free. You can go to Spreaker.com, check out our free archives. Just like our guest today, you can find our show, New School World Order is the name of his book. His name is John Klysek, and you can check him out there. School World Order, the Technocratic Globalization of Corporatized Education, on our archives at Spreaker.com. There's also a chat room there, and there's a you get an email notification whenever we put up new content. Now, we got a new project going on at getvocal.com, GETVOKL.com, getvocal.com. Every Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to have a live video broadcast, and it'll be broadcasting simulcasting over my YouTube channel, and also to, on Facebook Live stream, which I've never done before, but it seems to be all hooked up and working. So every Thursday I'll be shaving and showering and combing my hair, and you can check me out live. But today we have Jack Klizak coming back. We did an hour with him before. School World Order, the Technocratic Globalization of Corporatized Education. John, are you there?
Oh, I'm here. How you doing, Ed? Thanks for having me back.
Yes, thank you for coming back. Remind the audience, who is John Klizak?
Okay, so I am a college professor. I teach rhetoric and composition, research methods. I've done it for about 8-9 years now. I'm an adjunct, which means I'm not full-time tenure track, which means I have to bounce around from school to school. And not doing that now because Illinois is on lockdown, so everything is remote, everything is virtual, everything is what they call distance learning now. I'm pretty sure almost the whole country is doing that now, which was one of the things I guess you would say predicted in the book. And actually last time on the interview, you asked me for a timeline when I thought that this type of stuff would happen. It's about, I think, 47 minutes into the interview, and I gave Kurzweil's prediction about 2030 to 2045, and then I also said, but if there was a big enough crisis, it could happen faster, and then I looked back on that and thought of it as kind of sensational at the time, but here we are a couple months later, and I'm no longer what they call a freeway flyer adjunct, going back and forth between two different community colleges. I'm at home all day, building online modules. So that's what I do by profession. I used to like to do a lot of martial arts, but can't go to the gym to do that anymore because of lockdown. Although I do have nice equipment here, so I got my bag, I got my Kung Fu dummy, I got mats and stuff, so I've been keeping up on that. I got weights, I got everything I need to do that. But can't spar and stuff like I used to. So that's what I do for fun. And then I'm married and have a bat terrier.
That's right. Yeah, I remember all that. People should go back and check out the archives. It was a very fun conversation. So now the book, A School World Order, how did this come about?
So, as an adjunct or as an educator, I didn't actually want to write about education. I kind of was trying to keep some buffer there, I guess. Didn't want to, poo-poo where I work, so to speak. But then, when Bruce Rauner was our governor, we had this budget crisis in the state of Illinois where he's basically stonewalling on the budget. And what happened was we couldn't get federal dollars, and so it was bankrupting a bunch of public services. And the outcome was that, people were kind of forced to go into private receivership. Other institutions basically either shut down or were replaced by private organizations. And I noticed that one of those institutions was public education. One of my departments actually shut down, so I figured, it's getting close to home, so why not at least voice my opinion about what I see happening. So I wrote an article called The Corporatization of Education, which basically looked at how Rauner, who funds charter schools and public-private education, owns a charter school as well. How in a lot of his inaugural addresses he kept pushing some of these buzzwords that I had heard by someone called Charlotte Thompson Iserbyt, who wrote The Deliberate Dumbing Down of America. She worked for the Reagan administration and Department of Education. She would later blow the whistle on something called Project BEST, Better Education Skills Through Technology. This was in the 80s. She basically showed that the plan under Reagan's private sector initiative was to integrate all of these what they call stimulus response computer education. It's basically what's known as the Skinner box. B.F. Skinner's psychological principles programmed into a computer and basically conditions student learning through these mechanisms, and it would be delivered through private organizations, through public-private partnerships. She basically got the boot for that, and I noticed that a lot of the buzzwords that she threw out and said to watch out for years ago were being thrown around by Rauner. Some of these are school choice, which is a euphemism for public-private education. It involves a host of different projects. They call them vouchers, so you can get a voucher to pay for to go to a private school. The government will give you money, and then when you pay out of your pocket to go to the private school, then they'll reimburse you. There's similar schemes like tax cuts and education savings account that work the same way. But then there's the charter school system, which basically these are private companies, private education companies, either profit or for-profit or non-profit, and basically they can get you have to pay tuition, but they also are subsidized by federal dollars. And so that's school choice. Rounder threw that around. He threw around terms like equal to career, which is a term for workforce training, which goes hand in hand with the Skinner box through a methodology called competency-based education. And later on in the interview, I'd like to talk about these new federal regulations that proposed rules. We got 30 days to vote on that just came out, which are basically advancing all of that. So I saw all that going on, and I'd written that article, and I pointed out essentially how Rauner was using what's known as the Hegelian dialectic, problem, reaction, solution. So basically create the problem of the budget crisis so that he could offer the solution of privatization, and then people who otherwise would like to keep their public schools will be forced to do what they otherwise wouldn't. And I threw that out there in this article. Charlotte Iserbyt read it and contacted me, and basically been really good friends ever since. Haven't been able to get a hold of her lately. But she basically encouraged me to just kind of keep writing that, and each one of these different aspects kind of turned into another article. The article was developed into chapters, and then it became a book.
And then Betty DeVos, how does she fit into this charter school debate?
Oh, so DeVos has been funding charter schools, school choice, public-private ed, also virtual schooling. All these different platforms that all go together into the technocratic public-private merger of education. So she's funded several interest groups or nonprofits, school choice organizations. One would be like the American Federation for Children. There's another one she was integrated with Jeb Bush's, called the acronym is FEE. I don't have all these acronyms. There's so many of them, but there's probably 6 or 7 different school choice nonprofits that she's given millions and millions and millions of dollars to for many years leading up to before she became Secretary of Education. She also, though, she sat on the board of NeuroCore at one point, but at this, she stepped down from the board when she became secretary. But they're still heavily invested in NeuroCore. NeuroCore is it's a private company that offers ADHD and other learning therapies through something that's called biofeedback. I touched on it in our last interview. It involves, again, the Skinner method of stimulus response operative conditioning. But instead of doing it through the stimulus of paper and pencil lessons or lecture, and the response being question-answer response, the stimulus for her devices, they'll have ADHD children sit and watch a video, and if they lose focus on video while they're wearing these headbands or these bracelets to monitor their EEG and their heart rhythms and things like that, if it indicates, if those algorithms indicate that the student's not paying attention, they stop the video, and when the student pays attention again. So it's kind of a stimulus response method there. But so she kind of funds both sides. She's funded charter schools in particular, education savings accounts, vouchers, tax credits, all that stuff. She's also funded all the technologies. I should also mention that she was invested in K-12 Inc. at one point. K-12 Inc. is one of these big online charter schools, which is probably going to get a huge windfall after these federal regulations go through. And K-12 Inc., it's basically a charter school, as I said, and it delivers instruction through an online platform that basically delivers adaptive learning software, which is the stimulus response stuff. They're basically digital modules that give you, question answer stimulus, lesson stimulus on a window. You give the response, multiple choice, short answer, something like that. And based on how you respond, it'll give you either more challenging lessons next, or maybe if you didn't do so good, it'll remediate you, make you repeat it. Okay, and then by that you can work at your own pace. But K-12 Inc., she was invested in that. And I should also mention that was set up by the previous Secretaries of Education, Bill Bennett. Okay,